Hi, I'm Nancy White. I am the 21st Century Learning and Innovation Specialist at Academy School District 20. I've been in this position for about 6 years, I think, and um, I'm actually a librarian by profession. Um, it was a natural move, I think, because librarians are all about the 21st century skills that we teach through research and active learning, project-based learning. At any rate, I was given a project not too long ago to help teachers learn how to curate for a grant project. And I realized, oh my gosh, what do you mean by curate? What's the difference between that and collecting? So, of course, I went about curating information about curating. I went to Google and had over 5 million hits on the word curating. Not a very good search, but it led to some pretty intense research for me. I wanted to really understand the difference between collecting and curating so that I could guide our teachers in this process of collecting those free digital resources to accompany UBD units. So I broke it down to thinking level, process, organization, value, and audience to kind of get a sense of how different they were. And what I realized is, oh my gosh, curating, you are really thinking at those higher levels. You're synthesizing and making sense and following leads and discarding information. So why do we want teachers doing this? Shouldn't the students do the curating? After all, it really sparks their curiosity. And that's what we all say, right? As the kids go through the school system, something happens when they get to second, third grade, and they lose their sense of wonder. Maybe curating is exactly what we can do to reignite that. And I started thinking about curating from the perspective of inquiry-based learning. We have several IB schools in my district, and realized that what's happening when we turn over control of that research to students and they have choice and voice, they're making sense and they can pursue their own passions. That's what we want. So why should teachers do all of the curating? With curation, students are going to own the learning. They move to personalized learning, and as a side effect of that, they are truly engaged and own the learning. But I just want to share a few pictures of, this is an 8th grade project of students who were engaged in a curating project around social issues of the late 19th century. And you can see some student quotes. We did survey them afterwards to see what they thought. They were given 2 full weeks to research a project based on questions that they formulated. And they really understood the difference between curating and collecting. It was about a passion to learn. It was just so gratifying to hear them say that. They realized that learning isn't a chore. Learning is an opportunity. It opens so many doors. We saw light bulbs going off in the computer lab with all these kids working on blogs and typing in their curated insight, and they're making connections between different social issues of the day. They realize that with curating, they're becoming engrossed in the topic, and they can talk about it with personality and passion. And these were big issues. This is mental health, prison reform, and so forth. They realized that blogging wasn't quite as easy as it looked. They could have their own voice, but they still needed to follow good writing conventions and whatnot. This is one of my favorite quotes. A curator paints with words. They describe what they're talking about so well that it doesn't even have to be there for you to see it. And it refers back to a book called The Curator, a poem called The Curator. With curating, you're using heart. You use emotion and find passion to do that certain job or write about that certain topic. Now, these are 8th graders, spring semester. So it's pretty impressive that this was their reflection following this unit. A project doesn't have to be stale and boring. It can be fun, and you can really care about what you're writing. We brought them an authentic audience on their blogs, and we had teacher friends from around the country commenting. that just rose to the next level. So curating is about sharing with an authentic audience. And I would encourage you all to think about how can you turn over some of that control of learning to your students and let them curate. Thanks.